I told her I have Crohn's disease, do a little bit of research on it. And she goes, I broke my arm. And I remember when I broke my leg, and the pain compared to Crohn's disease when I broke my leg is nothing. It's like a walk in the park. She always complains about her arm. Oh, it's in a cast, I can't move it. Oh, it's just terrible. I have to take a medicine. And I'm like, I don't need to hear that right now in my life. I would take a broken arm over Crohn's disease any day of the week. Hell, I'd take 2 broken arms. Broken in 2 places, with bones sticking out of my arm. I'd take that over Crohn's any day of the week, because that can be cured quickly and conveniently in the space of probably less than 2 months. This disease kills you. The doctor said, I've probably had this disease since my middle teenage years to late teenage years. That's when most people, he said it is, he said it's genetic disease, but I don't know anybody in my family that's ever had it. And also he's not an expert in Crohn's. He's not a general practitioner. He's an internal medicine specialist. But Crohn's disease isn't common here. And hello, Cookie, gorgeous, darling, sweetheart, love of the world. And I was listening to him, and he said that you probably don't know this, but you've had it since late teens, mid-late teens, sitting in there. And it just takes its time, and then suddenly it hits really hard. But it didn't hit really hard. For me, it's been an ongoing process since I was 22 when I started to get diarrhea, but I just thought I had diarrhea. Plus, I was also sleeping with a lot of women, so I thought I might have something along those lines, but I never did. And it continued right up until 2 years ago when I went to hospital for 3 weeks. I lost about 10 kilos then too, but the doctor said, you just have stomach cramps. I went to a really bad hospital. I mean, those doctors knew nothing about medicine. They didn't even stick a camera in me to check me out. They took an x-ray and they said, oh, you had stomach cramps. And they wondered why I wasn't getting better. And they took me out of the hospital. And they said, you're obviously fine because, you're not getting better. I thought that was a bit strange. Yeah, that's what happened. I'm not joking. And I had to go to Australia for my... Then I went back to Australia for like about a week or 2, and I just couldn't get better. And came to Japan, then 2 years later it flares up again, but this time it hit real hard. I mean beyond belief. And there's nothing I can do about it. It's out of my hands. You know what's funny? I couldn't finish my uni this semester, and I can't finish it this year probably. I tried so hard. I got to the final exam. I handed in all my essays. I was getting good scores and stuff, And just in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I just went downhill. And now the uni is really hard on me. University of Southern Queensland, USQ, I don't like them at all. They just care about money. And, so, I just have to put in more energy and more effort to try to get my money back, or to get a extension until probably a year or 2 later when I can. I'm 32 now. I have no more time left in my life. I'm past the hill. I'm over the hill. This is as good as my life is going to get. It's not going to get any better than this. I'm not jealous of other people's success. I just don't like the fact that I just have never been able to make anything. Things are always out of my hand. They always end up out of my hand. So, I'm going to do what I can. Try to get better. If I can beat this, go on, maybe I can make something, but I don't think I can. It's going to be like 34 or 35 if I stick to treatment and go to hospital now for a couple of months and do everything I can. It might be 35 where I can actually live a normal life again. In remission, of course, because there's no cure. Never be able to eat decent food again. But at 35, your life's over. If you haven't made it by 35, you're as good as dead. So, I have a lot of things on my mind and I just can't escape them, and which really, really, really pushes the depression on. And I just don't want that. I thought I beat depression, but I don't think I have. So I'm fighting two diseases here, and none of them are really curable. Go figure.